Peggy, I've talked here on this program about America's involvement in Ukraine, likely to bring Russia and China together, which would be a massive threat to stability in the West, with a power grouping that America and NATO could not match. Russia, with the biggest landmass in the world and the most natural resources, China with the biggest population and potentially the biggest economy. Peggy, has this prospect given strength to the Trump presidential campaign? Because delivering the final and headline speech at CPAC in Maryland on Saturday night, Donald Trump talked about Republican colleagues as free trade fanatics, fools and warmongers, and cast himself as the anti-World War III candidate. Now, is that something that will resonate with American people who are just worried about the extent to which Biden has got into bed with Zelensky and Ukraine?
Well, to your point, we look at exactly what's happening with this evil alliance between Russia and China, and there's others aligning with them as well. And we have Joe Biden only to blame for that. We know that none of this would have happened under Donald Trump. And in fact, he kept the world out of war during the time that he was president. And so whether it's Donald Trump moving forward or Trump-like policies, they are going to make America safer and stronger, and by association also make the world safer and stronger. And so we've seen the failure of the Biden policies. We know the Trump policies work. So it's going to be interesting to watch how the American people and the world support him moving forward.
I agree entirely. I mean, for our viewers, Donald Trump in that speech railed against war no fewer than a dozen times. It was a 90-minute address, and many are saying this is setting up the 2024, next year's presidential election, as a possible referendum on support for Ukraine. Peggy, to the loud cheers, he said, quote, "We are never going to be a party that wants to give unlimited money to fight foreign wars, endless stupid wars, never allow Russia and China to get together. We've not only allowed it, we've made them bosom buddies." And the audience cheered, of course. It's strong stuff. Peggy, in a straw poll of attendees at CPAC, more than 2,000 polled, Trump won 62% support, compared with 20% for DeSantis and 3% for Nikki Haley. So, Peggy, at this stage, it seems to me that the headlines about Trump are based more on hope than reality.
Well, yes, the left has been trying to destroy him and get rid of him forever. And CPAC is traditionally a very grassroots group of people. And so it's no surprise that he won the straw poll so handily. And I hope that moving forward, whoever is on the ticket for the primary on the right will remember that the true enemy is not each other, but the true enemy is Joe Biden and what he's doing to America and what he's doing by default to the world. But Donald Trump's message certainly rang true at CPAC. A lot of people are listening and paying attention, and it's a numbers game. He's got the numbers that are out in front, and so he's the one to catch.
Yes, I mean, just for our viewers' sake, this is interesting because you read all these headlines about Trump and Trump's finished and Trump's got to go and get someone other than Trump and so on. In January, in an Emerson College poll, Trump won 44% of the vote from respondents, Biden 41. In February, a Harvard University poll, Trump won 46% of the vote, Biden 41. And these were conducted by de facto Democrat establishment. Trump never led Biden in national polls in the lead up to 2020. So this speech in Maryland opposing getting America tied up in Ukraine, in spite of elite support for it, strident defense by Trump of popular social welfare programs like Medicare and Social Security. So Peggy, making himself the anti-war candidate enabled him to receive multiple standing ovations.
Well, I think that's going to continue to be a winning message for him. And I think that many of the Republicans who will stand on the primary stage with him will also support that. And so the American people are going to have a challenge and a choice in front of them. I think most people already know who Donald Trump is. They've made their decision. They probably love him or hate him. And so we know that he's got a strong number of people that support him. But can he expand that? Are they willing to look past perhaps some of the personality and look to the policy? Are they willing to look at whoever the Democrats put up and think anybody but them, I'll actually vote for Donald Trump? It's going to be interesting to watch. And Donald Trump is certainly the pace car out in front, and he is the one to catch.